Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Bell Ringers podcast with yours truly, Ryan McDonald.
And I'm Ty Press.
As always, please subscribe to our YouTube at youtube.com/The Bell Ringers Pod and follow us on our social medias at Bell Ringers Pod on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Today, we're going to go through some NFL news, a little bit of NBA, a little bit of college basketball, tiny bit of NHL. Ty's going to walk us through the Oscars, and then we have a soda draft coming up at the end.
Yeah. One piece of note that I did get from the Combine, too. I don't know if it they're not the most entertaining shit, but I heard there wasn't many quarterbacks that looked good.
No, Will Howard looked bad. Very bad.
A lot of
Will
quarterbacks
Howard,
didn't look good.
Out of Ohio State, I saw him do just like the normal throwing drills, and this is kind of one of the things I mentioned with last week with some of the quarterbacks being, they might not throw at the Combine, but they'll throw at the Pro Day. I mean, I think it was just more than just him not being used to wide receivers. He was missing throw after throw after
high,
throw.
low.
Yeah.
Like, it was short.
Every deep ball wasn't close.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's, not good look for him. He could have made something, if he made a couple throws, cool throws, it would have been helped his draft stock. That definitely did not.
No, if anything, as much as we were saying earlier, I think Shedeur Sanders skyrocketed up to a top quarterback now with how bad everybody else looked.
But I heard an anonymous source apparently told that he didn't like some of his answers in the, press conferences or whatever. He said he came off as arrogant.
Oh, wait, Prime's son was arrogant?
Yeah, I'm not. He's been apparently talking to other GMs around the league, and I guess telling them that. So he's just been a snitch. I don't think it's really going to matter that much. I think you're kind of expecting that, seeing what his antics were on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. If I would have guessed one, if I had to guess one personality trait of Shedeur Sanders, it probably would have been arrogant.
You mean the guy flexing his Rolex on the field?
Yeah.
He's a little arrogant?
Yeah, that's all right, though.
Breaking news.
Yeah. Yeah. So, that's pretty much all I got, really, from the Combine. Just not great quarterback play. But if you want to go into our NFL news.
Yeah, I do have one more thing. I saw Travion Henderson at Ohio State. I mean, they're going to have two running backs in this draft. I saw he made some waves. He had a pretty good 40 time. It'll help him a little bit, but a lot of this combine stuff, I think, is... I think a lot of teams are like, all right, if you do really well, it'll boost you up a little bit, but we're kind of just going to go by your tape and stuff. We do have our first two franchise tags and probably our only franchise tags of the NFL this season. T. Higgins staying with the Bengals, franchise tagged, and then Trey Smith, Chiefs guard, franchise tagged as well.
Good for the Bengals, I would say. It was all the talk, pretty much all since the season ended, and even during the season, was how are they going to keep T. Higgins? Joe Burrow wanted it. All the fans wanted him to stay. Everybody wanted him to stay. It's just how are they going to pull it off? And they did. They franchise tagged him.
Do you feel a little bad? Because he's going to make a lot of money. I know. Pretty sure the franchise tags works. It's like you have to get an average of the top 5 salaries at the position. So he's gonna make a lot just as long as he stays healthy this year and doesn't risk ruining a contract in the future.
So like I said, excited to see both the boys back with Cincinnati. They got to go heavy in fixing that defense. First, they got T. Higgins back. You got to fix that defense now, because getting T. Higgins back, that isn't fixing your problem. You had the hottest offense last year. Your problem was you were one of the best scoring offenses and the worst defenses in the entire NFL.
Yeah, if anything, you probably could have afforded to lose T. Higgins and been fine on the offense.
If you would have chose T. Higgins or a stud defensive player at that point, looking at how that season went, I would have went with the defensive player.
Yeah. Little segue. Maybe they can go for Darius Slay and James Bradbury. Now that they're free agents.
That'll flip their team completely around. I'm no disrespect to Slay, but James Bradbury got a Super Bowl ring for being a mentor.
Thank you, James Bradbury, for all you did, but also thank you the most for not playing this season. Mm-hmm. I know you were great our first year, struggled last year, and I'm glad that wasn't glad you were injured, but I was glad that your 6 to 8 week recovery took the whole season.
Best thing James Bradbury did this season was at the Super Bowl parade. An interviewer went up to Quinyon Mitchell when he was shit-faced drunk, and Bradbury stood right in between them. He was like, yo, dude, you might want to keep walking. You don't want to be... And he was like, fly, Eagles, fly! Probably get Quinyon away from that interviewer.
Yeah, good mentor. Hopefully he can kind of have a little bit of a season. I think Darius Slay earlier in the season said, he wanted to come back for one more year, and it was either to play for us or the Detroit Lions.
Really?
Well, I think he already won one, so he's like, all right, let me go play for Detroit again. He's obviously also picking favorites. Hey, these both teams have a chance to win again.
Yeah,
he's not picking the
I'll
Browns
only play for the two best teams in the NFC, clear cut best two teams in the NFC. Those are the only two teams I think I'd want to play for next year. All that being said, still sad to see Slay go. Great season, great player, top cornerback the Eagles have had consistency in a long time. So
I don't know if there's anything with I saw someone say we could re-sign it, but I don't know if that would have made sense. If we could have just restructured a contract or something.
Yeah,
but I don't. Who knows? But I think it does save about $6 million cap space.
If they don't pick somebody up, who steps up to that? Was Isaiah Rodgers?
Yeah, probably. I think Cooper would get out of the nickel. Isaiah Rodgers would probably take
Mm-hmm.
the other role.
Like I said, I like Isaiah Rodgers. Definitely a young
Yeah.
talent. Let's see. Next, I got Deebo Samuel traded to the Washington Commies. I don't.
Pretty cheap trade.
Yeah, definitely a cheap trade. I mean, the
He's-
dude's getting old. You're
I
getting.
think he only has like 1 year left on his deal too.
Yeah, so you're not really getting all that much. I think he's kind of on the down low or the what would you say the plummet of his career at this point. Like he's
Yeah.
getting worse as he's going on. So I don't think this is gonna push them to a level like I know they made it to the NFC Championship where they got absolutely obliterated, but like this season was a lot of Jaden Daniels making freakish plays, and I don't think the Debo you're getting is the Debo that's going to be making insane plays. You shot the shit at me there. What was behind you?
Well, I'm looking at that. I don't know what's going on there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you're not getting that Debo is I think, a huge difference maker. He's definitely better than your number 2, but I still think it's not going to be that big of a push that I think people are first glance giving it credit for.
I did enjoy like a bunch of Commanders fans being like all super hyped up about it, and then just Eagles fans like finding old tweets of them being like, "Oh, Deebo Samuel next year," and it's just someone bagging fries at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Or like bagging popcorn. And it's like, "Oh, was this? Did you also say this? Mm-hmm. This was 2 months ago. Is this the same guy?" So I mean, it's good for them getting. I mean, especially only a 5th round pick. I mean, we gave up a 3rd for Jahan Dotson. So
Who bought out in the Super Bowl?
yeah, and like is a younger player on a much more favorable deal.
Yeah.
So there's other things to kind of consider in that. You also have Matthew Stafford is going to restructure his contract and stay with the Los Angeles Rams. I almost said St. Louis there. Still St. Louis in my heart.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I'm happy for him. Like that is good. We were kind of questioning whether what was going to happen with Matt Stafford. Put up a few hypothetical teams that he could go to, but
Yeah, I mean when
At
your
the end of the
options
day,
when your
I-
options are LA with the Rams that were in the playoffs or New York with the Giants.
or the Steelers.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's a pretty easy pick.
yeah. I think I'm staying in LA at that point too. So
Especially for the wife who's also has a podcast. I don't know how much the podcast would do well in Pittsburgh.
no,
It's not as many good guests, I don't think.
no. And like, is Matt Stafford gonna get along well with George Pickens and like?
Probably not, no.
No, I think it's best for him to stay in LA. Which so happy for the dude. I have no hate for Matt Stafford. He's an absolute dog.
Yeah, with obviously him taking off the table, it's kind of where these other quarterbacks are going to go. With Aaron Rodgers possibly just maybe staying in New York, but going to the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
With newly released Devontae Adams
Do you-
taking his
do
boy
you-
there.
Think the two of them stay together on a team next year?
Yes, I think there's. I mean, they both got released. I think it's very easy for Aaron Rodgers to walk in the building and be like, just sign this guy too.
Yeah. I'm not going to play well for you whatsoever unless you get my guy with me.
Well, I think because it also depends. I mean, like the Giants have a great wide receiver, Malik Neighbors. I think that he might be like, if he were to choose there, he'd be like, hey, you kind of need another wide receiver if we're going to do anything. Let's also get this guy that just got released from the team I was on.
So do you think Devontae is turning down more money to go with Aaron Rodgers? Because that's what I'm getting at here.
I would
is
almost-
if a team gives Rodgers a good amount of money and they don't have a big cap, and like you have some teams that are willing to pay Devontae Adams more money for a pick, like
I would kind of hope that Rodgers would turn down, like, would like lower his hit to have his boy come on. Like he just made $50 million for doing nothing.
yeah,
So like, I think it'd be easier for him to be like, all right, with all the money I have, I can take less so that you also bring my
just
boy
in the negotiations off the rip, be like,
Yeah.
I'll sign.
Hey,
whatever
we're a package deal.
Yeah, whatever you got to do to figure it out. Like, yeah, take $5 million off me to go towards Devontae, whatever.
We're a package deal. Doesn't matter how you split the money up, but we're getting $80 million combined.
Yeah, makes sense for the two old ass dudes. But I mean, I guess you're right. I could definitely see them sticking together. Giants would be interesting. I actually don't.
It's just because they need a quarterback, and I think I think they'd rather go for like the old head kind of thinking
think?
that they can win now, even though they can't.
Who are the teams we were saying? Giants, Raiders, Steelers,
Yeah, those are the big ones. Because Sam
Browns?
Darnold, Browns, yeah,
and Browns don't have a great pick, right? They're pretty far.
yeah. I don't think they have a. They might.
Wait,
be
no.
a
Who
top
was the
10.
team that we were talking? Oh no, them and Steelers.
Yeah, it
we're
was
talking about
Steelers.
that don't have a great pick. All right, Steelers could be an option, but
Yeah,
that'd be
I mean, it
interesting.
seems like it seems like they keep saying they're going to keep one of at least Russ or Justin Fields.
Yeah.
But Sam Darnold is not getting franchise tag, so it likely means he's on the move. I'm hearing Raiders kind of are looking at him pretty intently.
I see. Like I don't think Sam Darnold is a solution for a really bad team.
I don't either, but
It's like Sam Darnold, I think, was able to do freakish things because he had Justin Jefferson. Is it Dalvin Cook, the running back, or
No, they had Aaron Jones this year.
Aaron Jones, that's what it was. Yeah, not Dalvin Cook. Aaron Jones balled out. Justin Jefferson is a freak, and like their team is just well built and very well coached.
Yeah,
so,
I think Kevin Conno, I think, was a big part of that.
right. That's what I'm saying. So I don't think you get a guy like Sam Darnold going to a team like the Raiders who really don't have much at all, and like
But
he's gonna.
they're like one of the teams where it's like, if it fails, it fails. We weren't going to do good anyway. Might as well just throw a short deal. I mean, it depends
Yeah,
on
but
how
would
long
they-
the deal is.
Would
If
they
it-
do that and not draft a quarterback?
Oh no, I would do it and draft a quarterback.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think whatever team gets him is having him as like a like a
Mentor, repercussion,
or just kind of like a I don't know, I can't think of the word for it, but like, hey, we'll have you for 2 years.
Bridge quarterback?
Bridge quarter. There you go, bridge. Yep, couldn't think of the word bridge.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like you start for 2 years and then we'll bring in a younger guy that's maybe like a little bit unpolished and kind of have him sit back for a couple of years.
Yeah, I could see it. That would make sense for the Raiders then.
At least for like a year, because you might just have a thing where like, all right, if Sam does well this season, we just keep him in. But if he starts to struggle, then we just can throw this rookie in.
Yeah, that's something. If you're drafting a quarterback in the top 10 and you watch Sam Darnold fail, at some point you're gonna be like, this guy's not gonna be our franchise quarterback. Might as well like get the young kid some reps. Other news: Saquon Barkley 2-year extension,
Extension.
41.2 million to be the first running back to make 20+ million a year. Right?
But somehow I'm hearing that it's lowering our cap hit. Apparently his cap hit this year was 13 and some change, and it's going to now be 6 and some change. So somehow Howie does it again, gives the guy more money, and we save more money on the cap hit. I don't know.
It's what's really got me going is I keep seeing Max Crosby tweets with the eagle emoji on it.
He's been doing that for a while. I don't know if it's
Just America,
it could be. I don't know.
or maybe he's playing the long game. He's saying like, "Yo, dude, make it happen." Like I want to go over there, but I think he's not. We check this out. He's not up for contract. Like he still is on contract.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
like
He would have to be traded.
it'd have to be traded, which is that makes it a problem. So
But yeah, I mean that would be sweet. Also, like thank you to Jeff Lurie, because I'm assuming most of the reason why we're able to do these restructures is because you're willing to just throw a bunch of money as a signing bonus.
yeah, he's such a beast. I love our office.
Applaud. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Oh wait, actually, before we go into the NBA, I did see Howie Roseman make a comment.
Oh, yeah,
that
I
was
saw it.
incredible. Where they're talking to, so this guy was interviewing Howie, and said something along the lines of like, "How is this Super Bowl like different? Like based off like walking through like the feelings of like what it's like winning a Super Bowl, and then like for the first time compared to the second time, like what difference is there?" And Howie's like, I don't know if I can say this or not, but the first time's like losing your virginity, where like you're like just so relieved it happened. You don't really know what's going on. So, but like when it comes to the second time, like you really can like, oh, I can enjoy it now. Like it's not a burden. It's not like I needed to get this off my shoulder. Like now I can just have fun with it. You know, like so that is incredible. Both the guys were like, that's a perfect analogy on how this is. So shouts out to Howie.
Yeah,
Lost
like
virginity and now he's just having fun with it.
I like the impersonation too, trying to get like that nerdy voice.
Yeah, you like that. Wait, he said one other thing with it too. Like back in the day, like he'd have a season. You make the playoffs, maybe win a game or two, and you're like, all right, cool. Like I definitely like earned my job for next year. And he's like, now it's like after winning the Super Bowl again, it's like this is the only type of season I want to have. Like it's Super Bowl or bust.
Yeah.
And like now that I got a good taste for it, like this is what a good season is for me now.
But I kind of hope also the Eagles are just like, all right, you can GM here until you want to retire.
I mean, yeah,
Like you've done enough where like I can't really imagine shit going wrong where it's really his fault.
yeah, he's become almost a meme of how incredible of a
Yeah.
GM he is. So like if you I think were to ask like bystanders or not I wouldn't say bystanders, but like unbiased opinions on GMs, or like even some people like with hard fandom, they'd be like, well, I hear that dude in Philly is just doing insane things, and like it makes no sense. Like teams are struggling paying people. Everybody on our team's paid for. Like
Yeah,
it just what we've done.
I can imagine like other GMs around the league just like see him calling. They're like, I don't want to answer this phone, but
No.
like you have to see what he's saying, and then like you get done, and then you see like NFL Twitter, and you're like, God damn it, I knew I shouldn't have answered the call.
Well, that's what I saw somebody else say. Like Howie literally anytime anybody's up for grabs, like whether it makes sense or not, Howie calls every team every time a player goes up for grabs.
Yeah.
Just to be like, what's going on? Like, I don't want to miss out on something. Like, are you just getting rid of this guy? Because I'll give you dog shit for him. Like,
Yeah, he probably would have called about Luka.
Yeah,
if that was announced.
He wants to be a part of every single deal. How he would have handled Luka. He would have stole Luka for even cheaper.
I saw that we might have kind of ruined Hard Knocks because apparently no team wants to do it after what the Giants went through this season and then watching Saquon go off.
Yeah, 100%.
So it was. I think all NFL teams that were allowed, like, or were supposed to be like in the running, said they didn't want to do it.
Yeah, why? So I can be a laughing stock like the Giants are?
It was supposed to then switch to UNC with Bill Belichick, but I've heard that's fallen through, which is very depressing. That would have been super fun to watch. Would have
Bill
brought
Belichick with some college kids.
Yeah, and his college girlfriend.
And his
that would
college
have been
girlfriend.
great.
That would have been
Because
awesome.
we would have gotten like them out on a date, like playing like miniature golf, where like
Just-
she can't order a drink or something.
Or in like this $1 billion mansion where it's just old ass Bill Belichick and this 22-year-old just like swimsuit model by the pool. Oh, that would have been great. I mean, dude, like it is so bad. Like Saquon made a whole ass commercial, like losing sleep, try this. Like they got dogged so hard for that video. Like that video was all over the place. Every highlight video, every like hype up video was, man, I'm gonna lose sleep if he goes to Philly, and then it's just cue Saquon Barkley just destroying the entire NFL season.
And with like us like winning the Super Bowl, obviously that adds on to it. But like almost, he was in the running for MVP, and I mean not in the running for Super Bowl MVP because he just had a rough game. But
Well, I wouldn't have a rough game. They were like, this is the main focus of this team.
I wasn't saying it was his fault, but like
No, yeah,
yardage wise, like he would have had really no shot. But like going into it, he's probably like one of the favorites. Moving on to the NBA, our Joel Embiid is out for the season. Pretty happy about it.
Yeah, whatever. Like, honestly,
I was asking for this for a little while.
I was, and then I heard that the backups all balled out last night and beat Golden State. Or was that 2 nights ago?
I think it was a couple nights ago. You're gonna have one of those here and there.
Yeah,
you're gonna have one of those here and there.
Like, dude, this season's over. Like, yeah, sure, Joel rest the rest, but like my whole thing is like he rests the rest of the season because like he is out, but like he's gonna come back next year, and it's not like he's gonna be like I had a whole off season and half of a season to recover. Like, no, he's just gonna be fucking on a snap count or game count,
that's where like I think they're kind of looking into like what they could do to fix him. Like I think he was possibly thinking about going to Germany and doing some weird Kobe treatment. I don't know.
Ayahuasca trips.
I don't know. I've been hearing so many random rumors about they're gonna like break a bone in his hip to somehow make that have. I don't know how that would help.
I hear just being 7 foot and almost 200 something pounds isn't good for your knees.
It's not. Yeah, no. But it's getting tough because like you said, I don't think he's ever gonna get out of like load management in his career.
No, you can't. Like,
but it is better. Like, all right, do this now. Hopefully, he can be ready by the beginning of next season, at least to start and play the games.
Mm-hmm.
At least maybe he might miss back to backs, but whatever. Because you don't want to have him come in here and win a couple games somehow, and then we end up getting the play. And it's like, oh well, now we should get him in there because we might be able to do something. And it's like that's just even worse.
Yeah, and you're like I said, you're losing draft picks, you're losing value. Just cash the season off and then see what we can make out of next year. Give him like you said, give him a long off season. Try some weird shit out. Like just see what works.
Kyrie Irving. So more bad news for the Dallas Mavericks. He's out for the season with a torn ACL, and there's possibility of AD also being sidelined for the rest of the season. Just hate to see it. Although I mean, some Mavericks fans might be kind of just appreciated, like, all right, now I really don't have to watch this team.
Season ticket holders aren't.
That's true.
Like that year's going from bad to worse.
Yeah, they might not be season ticket holders much longer because I've heard they've raised the price with Luka gone. So that's
why like
it might just be a typical like supply and demand thing. You're like they know that they're not gonna have as much demand for these, so we got to raise the prices up so you hit the same revenue.
That doesn't make sense because no one like even if you kept it the same exact price, you are already going to lose probably at least 30% of your season ticket holders because of how bad that season went. Add on the fact that you now lost your other 2 stars, the guy that you traded your superstar for, and then your number 2 star. They're out for the rest of the season. If I'm already furious with the office. I'm pissed off about the fact that I paid for a season ticket, and that's how that season went. I'm very much questioning whether I want to get it again next year, and then you're going to tell me that the price is even more expensive. Like,
but if you're going to lose like 30%, like 15% of the the season ticket holders, and you just raise that, I'm not saying
I'm being very generous.
I'm saying they're being dicks for it.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that they're being nice guys, but I'm just saying from a business standpoint, it might be like, hey, we know we're going to lose people next year, so why don't we just bump the price up so that we basically get the same amount of revenue from season tickets?
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is
It's a scumbag.
I
move.
think the Luka might have lost about 30%. Kyrie and AD add another like 5% that you're like, oh, these guys are fucking injuries now, like too, like how good are they going to be next season? So that's another 5. And then when you tack the prices up, I think you're going to lose another 15%, Ryan. So now you're like,
a lot of companies are just going to keep, because a lot of companies have season tickets and they're going to keep them regardless.
yeah, they're locked in.
They're
A lot of
good.
them are
They're
locked
good
in.
for meetings. Hey, you're a customer. Here, take these tickets. Go have fun.
It's bullshit. That's just a terribly run organization at this point now. Like, I'm embarrassed.
Maybe he's into, like he's got like a shame kink. Nico Harrison, he just wants to be shamed on Twitter. It gets him going.
Dude, thank God we didn't go to the Sixers Mavs game on St. Patrick's.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot about that.
That's supposed to be literally 2 weeks from now. We're gonna book. We have our friend from Dallas that we talk about.
I got asked by a season ticket holder if the Sixers, if I still wanted those tickets. I said no, thank you.
Yeah, that's a hard pass for me. But we were gonna travel all the way to Dallas, kind of do like a long weekend in Dallas, but also part of it was gonna be to watch the Sixers Mavs game. Not like obviously we would have enjoyed Texas regardless, but like if we would have bought the tickets as well, like that would have been like such a waste of such a big time slot of our trip in Dallas at that point.
Yeah.
Like you're not even gonna see Luka, you're not seeing Joel. Both teams are in the shithole. Like that would have.
I kind of forgot about that trip. I still would like to go, but not.
I would like to go to Dallas,
this time.
but I'm not patching on a Mavs ticket to it by any means.
No.
At this point.
If anything, I'd do it Dallas Stars. That'd be way better.
Stars
They're actually a good team.
Yeah, I do like the Stars.
But before we get to the NHL, I have some quick college basketball. I saw one of the craziest things I've seen today. The Sun Belt Conference Championship tournament is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. It's not a typical tournament structure. So the 1 and 2 seeds get a immediate bye all the way up until the semifinal game. And then if you're the 14 seed, 11 seed, 13 seed, or the 12 seed, you have to play, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games before you even get to the semifinal. So you're already 5 games deep, and you're playing a team fresh off rest. I mean, every team you'd be beating or you'd play the next round would be fresh on rest. So you'd just be getting more tired, and just playing these fresh teams. It's kind of a funny tournament schedule. I like it. You just, however good you do in the regular season, that just determines how many buys you get.
It's really guaranteeing one of your top dogs are going to be in the finals.
Yeah, which
makes
it's
sense.
kind of cool.
It's a smart move money-wise. Saves you from like any... I mean, underdog stories are cool, but it locks in at least one... Like, you could get an underdog story that makes it to the semifinals, but it locks in at least one of those 2 top teams are going to be
And then kind of also finals. It kind of helps them with like whoever wins the conference gets an automatic bid to the tournament. So like you'd probably, as a smaller conference, you'd probably rather have it be one of your better teams.
Yeah.
Because if one of your worst teams gets lucky, probably not going to win
They're
that
not
game.
going to represent too well.
Yeah, no. So you'd probably rather have your one of your better teams.
Yeah, you're right. You don't want a lucky team just getting a spot.
Because there's a chance if you get a lucky team that gets a spot, your better team's not going to make the tournament because you're not a big enough conference.
Yeah, that makes sense. I hear it.
But yeah, I'm trying to get more into college basketball, but it's not that easy. When my team started out by like 9-1, 9-0, and then now we're 15-15, and we might not even make our conference championship tournament because we have too many teams in our conference.
It's a big bummer.
Yeah, it's not good. It's pretty sad.
All right, moving on to NHL. The Flyers are actually doing pretty damn good since the
Four Nations
tournament. They're 3-0-1. And now they're only 4 points back from the wild card spot?
Second wild card spot, yeah.
Second wild card spot. Currently 62 points, and Detroit is 66.
Yeah. And they're one, like, the Sixers obviously want us to lose to get a better draft pick. Flyers, I don't really know enough about hockey to care about the draft picks, so I'm just saying just go for it. Fuck it. Just have some fun.
I mean, you guys...
Let's play some playoff hockey.
Some young talent. We don't even have to be, like, favorites. We're going to be playing by a top dog team.
Oh, yeah.
If we can get one win off of a top team in the playoffs, I want playoff hockey so bad, but I also, in the back of my mind, don't want it at the expense of just getting obliterated in the first. Like, I would like it to, so we fought a little bit. Like, I think our team is young, and I'm pretty confident that they're healthy too, but like, give me a team that's fighting, and like, they haven't been in the playoffs in so long that like, I feel like they could rise and like make it a series at least is all I would ask for.
And one of the top teams is the Capitals, so it'd be kind of cool to go in there and maybe disrupt the Capitals' push.
Oh yeah, that would be nice.
In a Ovi historic season, as you might break the record for most goals in a career. So it'd be kind of cool to just end that little short.
Yeah, Philly. Flyers do have some great
Just-
stories like
just
that.
ruin it.
Yeah, I would love that. Absolutely love that. So that's all we got for NHL, right?
Yeah, that's all I got.
All right, so I do got some Oscars talk for you. Main focus, main point about the Oscars last night, at least this was watching it with my girlfriend, our editor, Holly. She was praying and hoping that her girl, Cynthia from Wicked, won an Oscar for Best Actress because that would have been, and I believe it's called an EGOT when you win all, I think, 3 or 4 awards for Best Actress. And she was one short of, and it was the Oscars last night. The Oscar went to the Best Actress is Mikey Madison in the movie Nora. Nora kind of cleaned house. They won a lot of awards last night in the Oscars. Nora, do you know about Nora at all?
Nope.
It is a movie about a sex worker. And one of the things I thought was kind of funny, not to disrespect it by any means, but the main actress in her speech thanked all the amazing women she got to talk to and get to know, talk about the sex workers, and like get inspired by, and so much respect for the women in that field.
I'm gonna have to go check this movie out.
Yeah, right. So you have Nora winning Best Picture, the Best Actress award going to Mikey Madison of Nora. Best Actor went to Adrian Brody in The Brutalist. Now this is my fun fact for you, Ryan. This might be a fun fact. I didn't fact check it at all, but if it's true, would be a little outrageous. And that is one of the competitors for Best Actor was Sebastian Stan, who was, you're talking about the Winter Soldier here. He played Donald Trump in a movie called The Apprentice, and for several years learned his mannerisms and some would say crushed an impression of Donald Trump. Word on the street is that Adrian Brody used AI to make his voice have an accent.
Yeah, I did hear about the AI thing, and someone was upset.
Yeah, that if true, I see when I was told this information, I kind of thought it was cap because Adrian Brody is a stud actor, and I've seen him pull off several accents. I want to say it's bullshit. Like for him as a veteran actor, I can't see him stooping to the level of using AI to learn an accent. Like I think he's been doing it long enough that he can get a good grip on most accents. So
Yeah, and there's like teachers out there in Hollywood that teach all these actors
full
accents,
professions that teach you how to master an accent. And like I said, he's a veteran of the acting business. Like I can't imagine he did this. So like I don't want to believe it. If it is true, that is a little bullshit. Adrian Brody, I'm not a big fan of that.
But I mean, I didn't see The Apprentice, but I was scrolling through, Max or whatever the other day, trying to find something to watch. Most of them were the Oscars nominees. I didn't find a single one I really wanted to watch. Mm-hmm. One of them was Apprentice, and I was like, this kind of does not look good. It's just, I mean, I might have Shane Gillis' Trump impression is more on spot to me.
I was gonna say
because
it would be weird to see a Trump impression that's not funny.
Yeah.
So like, I don't think it would be funny. I think it's gonna be like a serious movie.
It didn't look like he did a bad impression. And it kind of seemed like a cool idea where like you see more of Trump before he got
as a businessman.
Yeah.
Right. Which
And
makes sense.
and it kind of, I mean, I don't know how true it was with like his mentor, but his mentor might have, like what I saw from the little sneak peek, might have given some explanations of why he's so arrogant.
Mm-hmm. All right, so just rattling off some other awards: Best Director, Nora; Best Animated Feature Film. Now, this is one that did you hear about like the Good Robot or the something robot? That and Inside Out 2 were nominated for it. I thought one of them two were gonna win. It went to a movie called Flow.
Yep, I saw that on Max too. That looked a little weird too.
It looks like a video game. It looks like a kind of like one of like almost like a It Takes Two style video game to me. Like it didn't look like. I mean, it's probably a really cute movie. It's about like all these animals working together, and I think at the flood. So I think it is a cool concept, but it's a foreign film, and it won Best Animated Feature. Some Best Supporting Actress: Zoe Saldana, Gamora.
Okay.
She was in a movie, Amelia Perez. I think there's a transgender woman in it, and Selena Gomez is in it.
Yeah, I've heard the leader of that movie has had some problematic tweets coming out.
Transgender one?
Yeah.
And not recently. They dug up some old George Floyd tweets.
Yep, that's
not the best look.
Tisk.
Yeah. I stay out of business like that. Best Supporting Actor went to Kieran Culkin in A Real Pain.
That one, that seemed pretty. I also didn't watch that.
No,
that's from the preview. He looked like he did a good job.
I do. I want to see that, but one note about that is his speech was very funny.
Oh yeah,
where he mentioned that last year when he won a Grammy, his wife promised him that like if he won a Grammy, he would have they would have a third child, and then he said like I want another, and over a year ago when I asked for another one, you said, "How about you win an Oscar?" And I haven't brought it up since till this exact moment, honey. After tonight, we're gonna start getting to business because I think you said you have little faith, but that's an Oscar for you. 4 kids, baby. Like, it was funny as hell. Best original score was The Brutalist. Best adaptation went to was it Conclave?
Conclave, that one seems like it'd be a good one.
Yeah, Conclave seemed really cool. Best sound I think is the only one that Dune Part 2 won.
I thought Dune Part 2 got like special effects or something.
Hold on, I can double check for you.
Because I saw Timothy Chalamet dapping up the tweet said was special effects.
Production design, no.
It might have been sound. I might have just beat.
No. You best visual effects was Dune Part 2
okay,
as
there we
well.
go.
Yeah, you got that. Best original screenplay, Anora. Best adapted screenplay was Conclave, and best costume, I think Wicked won best costume and best production design.
Yeah.
And
I haven't seen Wicked yet, but I'm just very curious as to what happened to the 2 main actresses and why they're both so skinny now.
you body shaming?
I'm not body shaming, but they lost a lot of weight that is
Yeah.
slightly concerning.
I mean,
Not body shame, but they look slightly unhealthy.
not to be saucy, but I did start liking musicals a lot more since dating Holly. She's a drama geek, and I thought Wicked was a solid movie. I went into it not knowing that I was only going to see half of the Broadway play. Like, literally thought I was going to get the whole storyline, and then the movie ended with a massive cliffhanger of her just riding off into the sunset.
Yeah, we're gonna get a Wicked too.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that.
Oh,
going into
okay,
the movie.
that's fair.
I'm aware now that Wicked 2 is out.
I don't think I would have known that either, to be
No,
honest.
so I was a little let down by that part of it, but that's it. Like, overall, the movie was very good. Holly was bawling her eyes out. A lot of women in the theater were bawling their eyes out during that movie, which they're like happy tears for a song, but like that doesn't sit with me like
No.
that. I don't think I've ever done that, but
Maybe Fly Eagles Fly with.
you're absolutely right, Ryan. Fly Eagles Fly gets me every single time.
But I did also see there's a movie called I'm Still Here. I think it's a foreign film. Just
Yeah.
can't only guess what that's about. Just looks like a family. Is the father's still there? Good job, I guess.
I think it's about the woman. I'm still here.
Oh well,
Maybe her
good-
whole
good
family gets
mother.
taken away from her, and she's the only one still there. Yeah, I'm Still Here won
So is it like the
best international feature film.
Yeah, well I said foreign film, but I guess is that like the opposite of Taken?
It could be. Yeah,
I'm Still Here.
yeah. One lost one of their members. The other one is,
You thwarted the Taken attempt, so you say I'm Still Here.
or the whole movie. I mean, Liam Neeson technically was still there. Like, he wasn't.
Yeah, but his
taken.
daughter wasn't.
Yeah, but I'm
His daughter
saying,
was gone.
This is just a more selfish movie. Like, oh yeah, you could have her.
Oh,
but
I
I'm
see,
still
I see
here.
what you're saying.
I'm
fair,
still here.
Fair.
You didn't get all of us.
I'm not going to go. That's scary.
You forgot one. But that's all my Oscar talk. If you want to, I think after that we actually got our draft, right?
Yeah, we have our soda draft. I think what I checked earlier for last week's draft was Ty did win 3-2. It wasn't a highly voted on draft.
Dog breeds, baby. Oh, big honorable
Yeah, it
mention
is
that we left
3-2.
out was Beagle.
Yeah, well, I thought of Beagle. Beagle was one of the ones I was thinking of, but I didn't.
I think if we did a 4, Beagle would have been on there. The soda draft.
You got first pick. We're doing 4 this time.
Yeah, I do get first pick. All right. If we weren't doing it for the votes, I lean one way. Well, because we're doing it for the votes here, I will go Coke.
Oh,
The
that's
1-1.
easy. 1-2's just Baja Blast.
That's crazy, Ryan. I thought for sure I was gonna get it in the next round, but okay. You can't rightfully take Baja Blast with the 1-1 pick. Like, you can't.
I would have, but that's
Okay.
fair.
What's your second pick?
What was your first? Sorry, in fact you didn't say Baja
The
Blast.
most popular soda of all time, Ryan. Coca-Cola.
Okay, I'll just go with Cherry Pepsi.
You're out of your. Okay. All right. So you're taking Baja Blast and Cherry Pepsi.
Yep.
I got Coke. I'm gonna take Sprite. I mean,
See, I'm Cherry Pepsi over Sprite.
Yeah,
Sprite's okay, but
yeah, I disagree entirely. I think you're really blowing this one for me. I'll be honest with you. So I don't know if I want to take Pepsi with Coke. Like, that's
you do what you want.
I know.
You get both sides of the argument there.
I'm getting both sides of the argument here, but those kind of go hand in hand. I'll let you get Pepsi. No, honestly, know why I'm not gonna take Pepsi? Because you'd be a damn fool to take Cherry Pepsi and Pepsi. So it's just gonna go off the board now. So I'm gonna go Coke with my 1, Sprite with my 2, and then I will be taking. Give me ginger ale.
It hurts me. Not too much. I got a sleeper in the back.
Okay, I'm waiting for the sleeper that you're questioning already.
The third one is what I'm kind of. Give me the classic Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper. Wow, not even on my list. That's actually funny. It's the only thing I have up there. Dr. Pepper. I like it.
Now I'm gonna save that one for the honorable mentions. Give me orange soda.
Orange soda. I have 2 picks left that I wanted. One of them was orange soda, and I have one final pick, and it's gonna be root beer.
Not a big root beer guy.
Yeah, I think root beer is delicious. It goes well with a lot of things. So
Root beer float, yes, but
I mean-
I would never. We're talking about sodas, not other things.
Yeah,
You don't include the ice cream in this draft.
if
Does
you
not
give me a
count.
root beer, you can't tell me how I'm supposed to enjoy it.
In this context, I will.
Root beer can be used for other things, right? All right.
So let's recap our soda draft.
I can't believe you let me do this. All right, soda draft. I had the first pick. Obviously, I took Coca-Cola. Came back around to me. I got Sprite, ginger ale, and then I ended it with root beer.
I started off with Baja Blast, then went Cherry Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, and orange soda.
It's not a bad list, but
I think it's a pretty
I
solid
should
list.
not have Coke and Sprite. Those are 2 of the top dogs.
Fair, but I
Like that's unreal for me to have Coke and Sprite.
Sprite, unless it's a McDonald's Sprite.
You're dead wrong, Ryan.
Rarely
You're dead
getting it.
wrong. You're dead
No,
wrong.
I'm just saying about me. This is my decision.
I know, but you can't let me get those top dogs. Reason I was borderline my first pick is I overall kind of prefer Pepsi. I'm a Pepsi guy.
I prefer Cherry Pepsi to Cherry Coke.
Yeah.
Prefer Coke to Pepsi.
Something about it.
I don't
like
know why it's that switch.
Pepsi on ice in a restaurant. I think hits so much harder than any
Well, I
other
guess
soda.
I think in a restaurant, I think I might agree with you there. But I think out of like the
fast
bottle-
food fountains, it's always gonna be Coke unless you're in a Taco Bell or KFC.
Well, I'm talking about just like out of like a 16
bottle?
ounce bottle. Yeah, that's where I prefer like a Coke to a
See,
Pepsi.
I feel like I kind of committed to the Pepsi life and I've been going Pepsi.
That's fair. My sleeper pick that I almost took, but I was assuming it was gonna get no votes, was cranberry ginger ale. Probably the best flavored ginger ale. It's
Cranberry ginger ale is definitely
it's
good.
solid.
Other Mountain Dews. I was a Code Red kid growing up. I did like Code
Did
Red.
like Code Red because that was the one you could actually buy in stores for a while before we could. I mean, now we can get Baja Blast, but that wasn't really a thing for a while.
Would you have considered energy drink sodas?
No,
No. Okay, good. Debating like blueberry Red Bull is absolutely a treat. I love
peach
blueberry.
Red Bull is my favorite.
Really? See, I
It
love
is.
blueberry and watermelon. Watermelon tastes like you're drinking that watermelon. Jolly
Watermelon is
Rancher
pretty
soda.
good, but
All right, so
I had vanilla Coke as well, grape soda. The
so you know I made a good list. I have 8 picks on here. All 8 were taken. I literally had only the ones that you took and I took.
I think I have 9. All of them were taken, except
Vanilla
for.
soda, 4 vanilla Coke.
Oh, also I didn't include Coke or Pepsi because I figured that was kind of obvious.
You would think, right? But you didn't take it.
Well, I knew like I wasn't.
Grape soda is really good too, but grape soda doesn't deserve to be in the top 8.
That was kind of my thought.
All right, I'm very happy with our draft, Rye.
Yeah, we'll see.
Make sure you like, subscribe, comment.
Follow.
Yeah, comment. Again, give us some suggestions on drafts. This was a fun one. I did like doing the sodas, but
Remember to vote because we got a much better turnout for the votes for the overrated draft than we did for this one.
yeah, if you're watching on TikTok, head to our Instagram and vote, please. We can't put a poll up on TikTok just yet. Maybe we'll add that into the comments of the TikTok, like pick a side, and then we'll add them into it at the end.
Yeah, I guess we could try and do that and like whatever one you like the most.
Thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate all the support, all the new followers we're getting.
Yeah.
we broke 100 on a couple of the platforms. Very exciting.
Everything.
Yeah, views are going up, and yeah, we will see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Hey, bye.
That's kind of what I was going for.